Feel free to check out my TeePublic after the video. In 1959, Toho released their 1000th film. This would become Toho's highest-grossing film of that year. This is The Birth of Japan, more commonly known as The Three Treasures. And it's so boring. So basically, The Three Treasures is a film about Shintoism, as it showcases numerous stories from Japanese mythology, as well as the main story set in ancient Japan. The main story follows Prince Osu, played by Toshiro Mifune, as he becomes the legendary Yamato Takeru. Or I think that's how it went. I did find myself dozing off at times because this movie is 3 hours long. Who thought this was a good idea? Why did this movie need to be so long? Those stories from Japanese mythology I mentioned earlier almost contribute absolutely nothing to the film whatsoever. Hardly anything happens in the main story. This movie is like a weird Frankenstein monster created from 3 movies they didn't know how to make, so they just said, yeah, let's just combine them all together. The Three Treasures was directed by Hiroshi Inagaki, known for directing the famous Samurai trilogy, and from what I hear, he's also known for making films where you just don't care about what's happening. Seriously, how does a movie starring Akihiko Hirata, Akira Takarada, Akira Kubo, Kumi Mizuno, and Toshiro Mifune become boring as hell? These are all great actors and they're just wasted. Okay, for those unfamiliar, Toshiro Mifune is highly regarded as one of the greatest Japanese actors of all time, and starred in numerous films directed by Akira Kurosawa like Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Rashomon, Redbeard, and The Hidden Fortress, all of which are highly acclaimed as being some of the greatest Japanese films ever made. Mifune's roles always have this strong, stoic, and imposing demeanor. No matter what film he's in, you're caught in a trance because of how excellent his performances are. In The Three Treasures, you might as well replace him with a kitchen shelf and you'd hardly even notice. Although I will say the set design in the film is pretty outstanding, but everything else is so bland in comparison. Oh yeah, my favorite moment in the film is when this dude just tosses a horse off a cliff. But in all seriousness, the fight with Orochi in the film is honestly very good. This is perhaps the first time you see a human fight a giant monster on screen in a Tokusatsu film. They even made life-sized parts of Orochi, like, geez, this must have been very ambitious for the time. And that's pretty much all the film has going for it. One scene I genuinely liked was the story with the mirror. It was told very well and had a satisfying resolution. Unfortunately, it hardly serves any purpose to the film, other than to tell a story about a mirror, I guess. One action scene that could have been so good is the sword fight between Mifune and Takarada. It's very unimpressive, mainly because it lacks scoring to create tension, and it just goes on and on and on. Apparently there's a 90-minute version of the film that was released in the US, but as far as I know, it's probably lost forever since I can't seem to find it anywhere. I've seen people compare this to the Ten Commandments, mainly because they're both really long movies about religion that came out around the same time. But at least I was able to invest myself into what was going on in the Ten Commandments. Yeah, it's longer than The Three Treasures by 40 minutes, but the set pieces, performances, drama, narrative, cinematography, everything about it makes it one of the most recognizable movies ever made. Because the Ten Commandments is crafted very beautifully. The Three Treasures teaches us that longer does not mean better. Despite its impressive set design and aesthetic, The Three Treasures is a huge drag, and you're definitely going to be tired of watching it real fast. 3 hours of boring characters, a messy script, a forgettable and uninteresting story, and so much wasted potential for something that could have been great. That's the sad part about it. I can definitely see a good movie being made with this material. Why couldn't they have just made it a trilogy of films, or just a series of short stories? But alas, what happened, happened, and there's nothing we can do about it. But what you can do is not watch this movie unless you're having trouble sleeping. Trust me, it helps. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys later.